Hey, good morning again, Bruins. Welcome to another incredible week here at Trevor Browne. Let me tell you, last week was a big week for the World Languages Department. We're coming to you this week from the World Languages Department, Miss Laguna's classroom, the instructional leader for World Languages, where I want to congratulate, personally thank Mrs. Medina and Miss Mesa for leading a group of our students to Phoenix College to participate in the World Language Competition. So they're here to give you a little bit of an update and to celebrate the achievement of some of our students at the competition. Miss Mesa, Miss Medina.
Hello, it is with great honor to present this recognition to Trevor Browne. The Foreign Language Competition at Phoenix College has been around for 26 years, and unfortunately Trevor Browne have not participated in several years, so Ms. Medina and I took the challenge to take these fabulous students, which brought first, second, and third places in different categories. Ms. Medina will tell you the categories they participated in.
Okay, there were several categories. It included poetry, skits, and prose, where the students had to were given a poem of their selection, and they memorized the entire poem in Spanish, of course, and they had to recite it in front of the judges. And the other category was the skits, where the students created a play and they as well presented it. The third category was prose, where they had to read a story, and that was part of the competition. So.
Yeah, it was a great experience for our students to not leave what they learned in the classroom but take it outside. We competed against Bioscience, Camelback, North, and Metro Tech, and within other Navajo schools as well. And Michelle is here to tell you a little bit of her experience, and she participated in prose.
I'm a student for 3-4, and for prose I had to read a little paragraph for 3 minutes, and it was a pretty cool experience to see not only my presentation but everyone else's. Everybody did such a good job, and we have a lot of first prize winners, which made Trevor Browne winning school.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, let me tell you, it doesn't stop with our advanced students from the Spanish for Spanish Speakers program. I am so proud of Ms. Fidel's first-year students. Many of you understand how hard it is to learn a second language, those of you that study French or Spanish or any other foreign language, and how difficult it is early on to start using your new language skills. Well, let me tell you something. Miss Fidel's first-year kids this week, they did just that. All week long, I was having such a great time interviewing students and having students come up to my office and read to me in Spanish. So we have a young lady from Miss Fidel's class. I'd like you to kind of tell us what you had to do this week for Miss Fidel.
This week in Miss Fidel's, we got a little paragraphs of our all vocabulary from chapter 1 to chapter 5. And we go to the administration office and ask people if we can read them in Spanish. And so we just give them a little paragraph of how we learned the day of our vocabulary, and I actually enjoyed it to read to the office because it teaches me as a non-native speaker that I can speak Spanish even though I'm not Hispanic or any kind of race, but I enjoyed it and I appreciate this for giving me the opportunity.
Are we going to see you in Spanish next year?
Yes.
And your junior year and all the way up to you graduate?
Yes.
Awesome, good job, proud of you. Hey, we've got a big week on campus this week, AZ Merit. It's last 2 days of AZ Merit, Monday and Tuesday of this week. You've been phenomenal. Thank you so much for your support of Ms. Streeter and her office and her staff facilitating this giant test. A 7-day testing window is never easy. It takes everybody's support. Thank you very, very much. Also, I want to kind of touch on what we talked about last week. The next big event coming to Trevor Browne is May 8th. Our second annual Welcome to High School event for all 1,000 of our incoming 8th graders, soon to be 9th graders. The event is going to feature several performances from our performing arts groups. Mecha, it's going to feature a club and activity fair. So for this reason, I'm going to ask your support. We're going to see a lot of Browne slipping coming your way. A lot of those kids that are involved in those activities. One of the most powerful ways that we believe that 8th graders and incoming freshmen need to be communicated with is by our own kids. There's nothing more powerful than kids talking to kids. and there's no better way to tell the TGB story than our own students involved in clubs and activities, reaching out and talking to our 8th graders. So we do ask for your patience and your support in the release of those students as you see those brown slip requests coming your way. Also with subbing, our entire performing arts department, several of our coaches, a lot of our sponsors will be working the event that day. So we're going to have a higher need for subs internally than normal. Please be supportive of our colleagues, of our efforts to get as many of our freshmen connected to TGB as possible. Your efforts will be greatly appreciated. Also, the master schedule came out this week. We understand that it's hard. It's difficult to give every single teacher everything that they want with regard to teaching assignments. Just know that we always try our best, and we did our best to do right by you. If you didn't get your first teaching assignment, we did try to work with you in another way, whether it was by giving you the prep hour of your choice, or making sure that you didn't have to float, or making sure that you received your second teaching preference. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to work with your instructional leader or our APR. We want to be as collaborative and as communicative in that process as possible. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Also, please note that this week we've got a big week with events. We've got our freshman and JV baseball teams taking on Peoria on Monday right after school, and then they're back taking on Millennium. Both games start at 4 p.m. The Millennium game is on Thursday of this week. Our freshman and JV softball teams take on Chavez on Tuesday. Game time is 4 p.m. Varsity softball team returns home to take on Millennium this Friday night. And special good luck to Coach Micah, Coach Miller, and Coach Greeno as they lead the varsity and JV girls and boys track teams into action this week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoon and night of this week. TGB will be hosting the Phoenix Union High School District Track and Field Championships. So another great opportunity to showcase our campus. We want to make sure that all of our students have a maximum opportunity for success during that event, and that you feel free to come on out and support our track teams for that event. Lastly, girls tennis, they're in action against Chavez Tuesday after school. Come on out and support them. Got some boastful Bruins for the month of April coming at us this week. First, Will Reimers wants to thank Brett Johnson, his PLC running mate there, for always keeping calm and keeping the team organized with notes and for coming up with great ideas. Ms. Morales wants to thank Mr. Seiler for always being supportive and answering her questions and sharing his materials. Ms. Blankenship, of course, wants you to know that Ms. O'Connor continues to be an amazing advocate for ESO and all SPED students and general ed students in that program. And Ms. Grossnickel wants you to know that Mr. Burke is an amazing instructional leader for science, and she wants to thank Ms. Cox-Croft for allowing her to come on in and observe her classes. Let's make it another amazing week here at TGB. Thanks, and have a great rest of the day.